Hi Ian, thanks for joining us today. So as you know, we're going to be talking about two of our new and exciting video collaboration products. We have one here, the PanaCast 50, and the other one is the PanaCast 20. But I'm going to dive straight in, all right, and start by asking about our overall design philosophy here at Jabra and, what do you think differentiates our products?
So at Jabra, we have a belief that our products have a unique and privileged position on people's bodies and, of course, in the places that they live and work. And that is central to our design approach here. Jabra has a significant history, a long history in creating best-in-class audio products. And respect for that and our desire to consider every aspect of the experiences of the product and the propositions of the product and to thoughtfully consider every single element that goes on to the product is central to the design approach that we have here at Jabra.
And when you say thoughtfully design, what does that mean?
So it's really important for me that our products tell a story. It's really important for me that our products become that physical manifestation of the experience, of the proposition, of the specification of our products. And so when people look at our products, the products are already telling a story about what it is that they're capable of and the quality that they're going to bring to the experience of using those products. And so, for example, here with the PanaCast 50, we have chosen to tell a really, really strong story of the audio and the video as being the central aspects of the proposition of the product. And creating physical form, creating materiality, creating finishes that are indicative of quality or are reinforcing a particular experience. So, for example, we've chosen to cover the speaker in fabric because fabric is a material that's long associated with covering speakers, but it's also something that's also related to the environments in which the product will find themselves in, so meeting rooms. So it's complementary, it's empathic to the meeting room environment that the product finds itself in. And we've even chosen to create two different colours for the PanaCast 50, where that again gives a choice to the people who are buying the product or the people who are installing the product as to how well it will fit in with their office environment. So these things are really important, and that attention to detail is absolutely central to the design approach as well. Creating something that delivers on quality, that is expressive of the experience. Those things are absolutely essential.
So it seems that experiences and storytelling, as you mentioned, are really important when designing and engineering our products. So what's been new for you in this process when designing these new video collaboration devices?
Well, the video collaboration in itself is new for Jabra. This is something that is a new opportunity for us because of the way that video conferencing and collaboration and meetings are changing. We're a global world now, and of course, meetings happen across continents and across time zones. And video has become a really important part of the fidelity of those meetings. It's about the relationships between people now. And so video is really the essential part of that. And so for me, both with the PanaCast 50 and indeed the PanaCast 20, which is the video-only product, we have the opportunity here to really celebrate this new experience. And that's really what we did when we started to create the physicality of the PanaCast 50, is to create a form, a geometry, in this case quite a primitive geometry in the cylindrical shape that is reflective of, for example, in the audio dynamic, 360-degree kind of room-filling audio. Something that physically represents that in terms of the form, as well as, of course, delivering that room-filling audio. And then we've intersected that physically with the video aspect. And of course, the video is a 180-degree video capture. So creating a circular or cylindrical element to represent that and manifesting it in a high quality material, in this case we're using real aluminium, gives us a really strong story around the primary aspects of the proposition of the product. So you create this bold example of the experiences that you're going to have when you're using this product, and it's very clear what each individual element of the product is there to do. Everything on the product has a reason to exist there.
As you mentioned before, this is clearly a meeting room peripheral, and therefore it requires someone like an IT decision maker to decide this is the best solution for their meeting spaces. So have we thought about, you know, the installation, the setup of this product within the design process?
Absolutely. I mean, along with all of the other important elements that I've talked about, of course, the audio and of course the video, the way that the product is installed and making sure that it fits the purposes of the people who are going to use it is absolutely critical. And it's not just about installation, but we've created a very clever little hinge here, which allows us not only to make installation easy, but also to make sure that the product gets positioned appropriately. So when the people are positioning the product relative to the environment that they're in, they make sure that they're going to be framed in the correct way when they're on the video. And actually, the microphone performance of this product is incredibly good. And so making sure that it's positioned appropriately is really critical. The primary use case for the product is relative to a screen, so a big meeting room screen. And typically that will be below the screen or above the screen. But of course we can't guarantee that the screen will be mounted directly on the wall, for example. Some screens are on brackets. So we've designed this hinge to be flexible enough to mean that it can be used with a wall mount, so you can attach it directly to the wall. We've designed it to work with a screen mount as well. But we've also even designed it so that it can actually sit on a desk stand, as you can see we have here. So it gives the end user, it gives the installer a variety of different options when it comes to installation of the product. And even that element was influential in terms of the overall look and feel of the product, was influential in terms of how we brought all of these different details to realization, so that we can ensure that the product is going to fit the purposes for which the end user needs it for.
You touched upon it before, but now I'd like to talk about the PanaCast 20. We know this is a personal device, and it's another new exciting venture for us. But I'm just wondering if you could help to explain how we've approached the design for this product and ensure it meets the needs of the user.
So again, from my perspective, the important thing here was to consider all of these devices together. So when they were designed, they were considered as part of a broader understanding of where Jabra might take its aspirations for video and audio collaboration. So creating a design language and a set of design assets that we could use on both a larger product, you know, an in-room product, as opposed to a more personal product, was actually really important. We want people to be able to see the relationship between these products, and when they look at the video capability of something like the PanaCast 50, they're also able to see that then in the capability of and the look and feel of the PanaCast 20. So we chose to use similar form language. We chose to represent the video relative to this 180 degree, or in the case of the PanaCast 20, a slightly narrower field of view, because it's a more personal device. We chose similar materiality as well. So we've got materials that are indicative of the quality and the performance of the product. The use case is much more top of screen, so and of course it's much more personal. So we've created this rather clever hinge in the same way we created the rather clever bracket on the PanaCast 50 that will allow us to position the product on a number of different thicknesses of screen, for example. And it will also allow the end user to position the product optimally on that screen, whichever one they find themselves on. And of course it's much more portable as well because it's personal. So it's really important that you've got that ease of use in terms of positioning it appropriately in terms of the different thicknesses of screen. So for me, absolutely that portability or the use case is what drove the differences between the products. But we use a very, very similar design approach and a very similar design language and material assets when it comes to creating those different products.
And lastly, do you feel these products reflect what we stand for here at Jabra?
So it's always been very important for me that our products become the manifestation of the brand. So representing absolutely what we believe in, our values, but also actually the capabilities and the competences of the people that work for Jabra. You know, we have amazing people here, and somehow bringing that competence, that capability to life in the context of the product is actually fundamental for me, which is why a kind of performance-driven aesthetic is so important. We need to represent great audio, we need to represent great video, we need to represent great quality. And that for me is about celebrating the people who work for us here at Jabra. And it's also about celebrating the end user as well, our respect for the people who are going to use our products at the end of the day. So for me, absolutely, this product represents the capabilities, it represents the qualities, it represents the values of anybody and everybody who's working for Jabra.
Brilliant. Thanks, Iain. It's been so interesting to hear about the thought process that goes into each and every design of our products and how we incorporate the needs of the users. So thanks again.